Tell us what we need to do, Brenda Charu.
So what I would like for all the listeners, if listening now and the future, if you could actually hold your address in your mind, so energetically we can actually tap into your environment. So just kind of state, okay, this is my home, even the address of it. So like literally putting it out energetically, so that we can also tap into it and find out that energy.
Fantastic. Let's go through this experience, people, and then we'll find out what was going on and what's the work behind it. So Brenda Charu, we keep our address in our mind, right? Please do not be disclosing it on the very public platform.
We don't, yeah, exactly. Just hold it in your mind, energetically we can tap. So basically, Neelu, what we've done is, especially, I always call ourselves alchemists, because what we alchemy, I love this word, and I love calling myself it, because we study, we research, and we put down all our information on our charts. And taking part of these Mystic Lotus talks even challenges us to come up and curate and make new charts. So just for today's demo, we actually curated 4 charts to basically explain what's happening in a space, because sometimes it's all in our head, and one by one, we can't really get where we want to do. So what we did is we worked on house clearing. So we have the first chart, which will work on the house and the house space. The second chart will work on energetic attachments, like vows, spells, and all of those. Our third chart is going to work on the emotions, like we said, right? Jealousy, blame, all of these things. And the fourth one is going to work on people interfering your space. So how cool is that?
It is very cool. And I have to say this is not the first time you've done this. Across a few summits previously also, you have curated and created for the call in particular. So very, very grateful for that, Brenda and Charu. And we're all going to actually, as a group dynamic, we're going to be seeing 4 parts of our external environment and what's showing up. Cannot wait. Please, let's do this. And there are thumbs ups and thank yous and everything on the group. And Kanisha has also said that's really cool, all very well deserving and needed topics. Bless you. And we'll just stay in silence for a few minutes while Brenda and Charu run their magic.
So the first chart, as I said, we were looking at for the whole group, listeners now and future. For the first one, we're looking at house clearing, and this works on the photographs, bed space, plate, items that you have. And what's in people's space is personal clothing and house furniture. So these are things that have retained the emotions of negative emotions, leading to the energies of cheating and betrayal. The second one is the energetic attachments. So this is in the space. There are dark energies. So dark energies we would classify as yes, Charu, you can explain that.
Dark energies are those entities or those souls that have died but haven't crossed over and are stuck in this physical plane. So they are attachments, dark attachments.
Vows, cords, and violence. Surprisingly, violence came up.
Sorry, Brenda, I lost your voice. With the emotions, what is shown up? I heard violence. I missed the first 2.
Vows and cords.
Vows and cords.
Yeah.
And you said violence is shown up.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Violence is showed up. And the emotions are negative thought forms and this one, depressed.
Yeah, depressed.
Sorry, depressed and blame. And the people interfering in this space are children.
My goodness. And of course, yes. I do not want to take any of this literally, because so Brenda and Charu, I know that you will do a clearing for everybody also, but
Exactly.
little bit, if you could just explain this, because with, for example, the house and space clearing, what is shown up is personal clothing and house furniture. So this immediately, like, on a logical level, just tells me, if you've not been decluttering, throw your clothes out, and what you've not been wearing for more than 6 months, it's time to give it away. Look at your furniture. Is it broken? Repair it, change it. Like, logically, this is what would come to mind. Am I right? Am I correct in guessing this one?
This would be right if you were talking about space clearing, Neelu.
Right.
But really, we are talking about cheating and betrayal and how the environment creates that toxicity, right? So going on those lines,
Okay.
so example, if I've had a fight in a certain area, then that furniture in that area will hold the anger, blame, whatever. So now the emotions that we've talked about is depressed and blame. So wherever we've been fighting, wherever we've been blaming the others, that energy is going into our furniture. And the clothing, so usually, people, when they fight, usually people fight without the children around mostly. I think 99% of it. And generally you do it in your bedroom. So just imagine that your furniture there, I mean, assuming that that's where your space is of disagreement. And then the clothing, so the clothing start to pick up all these energies, right? So immediately you wear these clothing, you start getting into that energy of blame, or you start getting into the energy of depression.
Wow.
Okay, and this could be one of the reasons why people aren't able to get out, or why just get up in the morning and start blaming the others. And like, I haven't done anything, and why are you blaming me?
Right.
And the other energies are like dark energy. So this is like the space is a little, because of the fighting, usually our space, vibration of our space goes very low, which allows negative entities or negative, energies to invade that space, because they'll come on any low vibration area.
Right.
Vows are usually what we make. I love you forever. I'll look after you. So these can be remaining. And cords, generally what happens is, anybody who we meet, we connect with cords as an energetic rapport. But if that cord becomes, if the relationship becomes too, distraught, then these cords can pull you and can make you, like a pull and push and a tug of war. You're constantly playing, rather than it being a serene kind of environment, right? And violence, I mean, I guess it could be self-abuse, it could be abuse to others as well. I would say, maybe not it's a strong word, but maybe, I don't know why it's come up. I mean, I'm quite surprised as well. And children, I would think that people fight over their children, right? There's a lot of, when we have children, a lot of energies of a couple, in a sense, start getting
Dissipated. Right.
Haywire, because
Haywire,
of,
okay.
because of having to look after the children's needs. I'm neglected. You
Right.
don't have enough time for me. I don't have enough time for you. I have to cook. All of these things can upheave a couple or a relationship, and that's when the cheating and betrayal starts, right? So if my spouse is not giving me the attention, I start looking outside.
Right.
In a sense.
Right.
So just kind of making a story of what's happening, and I think this is like a synergy story for the group, and maybe we resonate 50% with it, or 20% or 30% or 100%. I don't know how.
And as we know, energy cannot be created nor destroyed. So when there are arguments, fights and all, we think after the conversation is over, the energy is gone. But that energy is as a memory bank in your furniture, in your clothing, in your household, in your space, bringing the vibration down, creating the toxicity.
My goodness. Very, very, normally I would use a word like fascinating, but this is because the moment you said clothes and furniture, I'm thinking, got to declutter, got to change. Is that what I'm supposed to do? But it's a different story altogether. And I have so many questions, and people are asking questions, but what's happening right now? What's going to happen next?
And we're going to now just basically clear this energy that we found, so that actually it starts making you move to another energy and another level. So maybe just a minute or so, and we will just clear all of these energies for the group.
Fantastic. Just a quick question which Anjali sent in. She's asking, I am taking this session from a hotel room. Will it be skewed? Shouldn't be if she was thinking
No,
of
if
her
she
home
held,
address, right?
yeah, if she held her home address in this, it won't be a problem,
Yeah.
because we
Actually-
asked everyone to get into their home or address or whatever.
Right, right. You could be sitting in office, you could be in a car, you could be
course.
moving in a train right now.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
right. So Anjali, trust that you had your address, home address in your mind when that was happening. Just let us know if that was fine. Parul, good question. Hang on, it's going to come up after this. We wait for Brenda and Charu to do their clearing. Sorry, not their clearing, clearing for all of us.
Oh, yeah. So it's surprisingly the energy of suicide is coming up to be cleared.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's so interesting. So I like, obviously the energy is so strong and so, entangled, I would say. So suicide is a way of ending it. So we're getting rid of that energy of, ending, because it's not like literally, suicide doesn't always mean killing oneself, but it could be like killing your relationship by what you're doing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And thank you for that take on it, because it's not easy to hear words like suicide and violence. It's not easy to,
Yes.
to think, because one immediately thinks of the actual obvious description of it, right? Definition of it. So thank you, Brenda, for bringing in another perspective into this kind of big word as well. Thank you.
Yeah. Done.
Done. Yeah, Charu on this side. So tell us, Charu, what Brenda Charu, what got cleared, and I'm just talking to you guys. I'm feeling lighter. So tell us what happened right now.
So basically, the emotions that showed up, we cleared from the house furniture and the personal clothing, because that is what primarily showed up. We also cleared the vows that the group is holding on to, and bringing the vibration of the space again down. We cleared the cords and the energy of violence. So this is basically what we cleared.
Awesome. And thank you so much.